Can you drill into crypto a little bit? Like what exactly inside crypto are you excited about? Or
Yeah, I'm excited about a few areas. I'm still excited about privacy. So, Beanstalk is very exciting. So let me take a step back. I view it as sort of the token world and the infrastructure world in terms of, and by infrastructure I mean companies. I don't mean, other aspects of infrastructure, although that's obviously very important in the sort of token or layer one world. On the layer one side, I'm really excited about, the standard use cases, store of value, fundraising through either ERC20 tokens or other mechanisms. And I think, honestly, that's one of the big values of Ethereum that people don't talk about enough. Securitization of different assets, like what Harbor or other people are doing. Privacy is mentioned. There's obviously really cool layer 2 stuff, like what Elizabeth's doing on the Lightning side. And so I think there's cool things happening there. And then I think there's sort of the new financial stack being built between things like Coinbase, Anchorage, Bitwise, Tagomi, et cetera. So I think there's a whole suite of companies and services that are doing pretty interesting things in terms of providing sort of the future infrastructure for the space. With crypto, what do I think about the trends towards stable coins and tokenized assets? So I think both are really interesting and really promising. I guess Maker is the one that has the most activity right now, though the relative activity is smallish, which is true of most things in crypto. So it's not meant as a negative, but more just, a lot of things are early. Fundamentally, I think stable coins are going to be really important. And obviously there's things like tethers where, you're creating a stable coin through USD or other regular assets, or there's things like Maker where you have sort of a more collateralized pool that you can use. And it's unclear to me in the long run which approach makes the most sense or works best. Just because I just haven't gone deep on it. I'm sure people here in the room, there's Cello and others who are, obviously very savvy on all this, who may have more insights than I would on this, on the stablecoin in particular. Stablecoins in particular, it's obviously going to be very valuable. The question is, what works. I think in the long run, it's quite possible that one of the primary types of stablecoins that exists will be the basket of the biggest cryptocurrencies by market cap plus all the hedged derivatives to allow you to hedge them within a certain range, because you can effectively create these synthetic instruments that'll move within a certain area into other asset classes, right? So you can effectively create a synthetic stablecoin if you really want to, assuming the market is mature enough. And so you need a lot of liquidity, but if fundamentally it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and 2 or 3 other things, and it may not be those things, right? There's a reason that NEAR exists, right? Then you may have the market cap and the eventual long-term stability. Like, in other words, when crypto becomes as a basket a multi-trillion-dollar asset class, which I think it will, I think potentially it may be less volatile than when it's a much smaller asset. And so you'll have a more stable asset that you can then hedge in different ways, and then I think you can create more stability through that as well. But we'll see. So that's stable coins. And then in terms of the sort of securitization side, I think it's a really exciting area. I think what Harbor has been focused on in terms of real estate has been super interesting. And I think that in general, the ability to create 24/7 global liquid access to all sorts of different investable assets is a massive shift for society. So I think it's really exciting.